Yo, people, lateness is greatness. Welcome back into the building. You already know what time it is. All you can eat Chelsea meets Euro euphoria, people. I'm buzzing. What's going on here?
You double play.
I'm watching the show. I'm watching the show while I'm on the show.
He's a fan. He's a fan.
I'm a fan of the show. You better be watching the show too at home. Make sure you got your food out.
By the way, I actually do watch the show because I got two screens. So this screen is this.
You don't have the volume on, do you?
Nah,
I got to put it on then. I'm a fan. I got to watch this.
Why am I hearing myself twice? What the hell is this? Younes, Miz, welcome into the building. I hope you guys are good. I'm seeing here we goes in the chat. There's probably look at this, man. Look at Jay. Look at he's so excited, man. Look at this. So much to discuss.
Have I missed anything? Like
no,
the
do you know
news
what
that I'm seeing?
Do you know what's funny?
What we've heard.
Do you know what's funny? This Declan Rice update is not even an update. It's just
it's not.
Everything we already knew before. But we'll get onto that in a minute. Obviously, Sancho joins Manchester United. I feel like we have to talk about that because it does relate to getting them views up. Yeah, of course, bro. Stat padding. Stat padding by watching it myself. But I feel like we have to start with this coming home, man, because the last time we was on this show, me
I
and
might just
Miz
remove
were like,
myself.
me and Miz were like, nah, Germany got this, and I still feel like Germany got this, and the game's over. So I don't really know how in the hell we actually won that game. But Younes, you always believed, man. How was your reaction on your live stream on Twitch? Because must have been popping bottles.
Bro, we still believe it's coming home. Miz is gonna have the worst day of his life.
I cringe every time I hear that. It's coming home. It's coming home. Like, stuff that.
It was meant to be sarcasm. I don't know if it's still sarcasm anymore.
It was meant to be. I mean, as I explained on a video yesterday, the saying originates from the song, Badal and Skinner for Euro 96, and that is where the saying comes from because it was in the song, and then it got, the song got made again for the World Cup 98, and then it didn't come home, and that was 30 years, and now we're at 55, and it's still, it's coming home. But now it's like there's a good opportunity. This is the best chance we have, man. Beating Germany was unreal. I mean, I shared what you guys were saying. I had doubts. Deep down, I thought we weren't going to do it. Deep down, I was like, Germany are too strong. Well, we're going to get caked. But I had this hope that, you never know. Football's football, innit? You just never know. England might get it done. And the watch along was fantastic. We went 1-0 up. It was it took me back to Chelsea, the semi-final and the final and all that sort of atmosphere and buzz. Like it's coming back now, but with England. And just like I said for Chelsea, as I told you guys after Atletico, we can think about going all the way. If we beat Germany, we can think about going all the way. And now it's in our favor. I think now we can go all the way, man. I mean, this is unreal. It's coming home. It's as simple as that. It's coming home. Miz, guess what? It's coming home.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe it's because I wasn't out or I wasn't in a setting where everybody was losing their mind and like there were drinks flowing up in the sky. And because what happens, you go Box Park, you go any of these places, and it seems to be tradition now that drinks go up in the air for international games and it all goes nuts. Can I just say, well, beers here cost like a $5 a pint. So when people start throwing it up in the air, that's a $5 up in the air, man. I mean, it's not cheap. Raining money.
By the way, $5 for you guys is nearly a $10 for us. So that is a lot of money.
Bloody hell, you brothers got money to be dashing pints, bro. I'll be holding that pint close. No, but for real, when do you know what it was? Yeah, when England beat Germany, I still didn't get that buzz that I get with Chelsea. I'm waiting for it, but I haven't got it yet. Like the buzz that I got when Chelsea were winning their games in the Champions League knockout rounds. Like England won, and I was happy. I felt like I was proud of them. Like I was impressed. But I wasn't going crazy in my living room. I still wasn't jumping for joy and doing all that. I was just like, okay, good stuff, boys.
Really?
Well done. Like you kind of proved me wrong because I thought they was going out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want England to win it, obviously, because I want this place to be tits up. But it's just I haven't got that vibe yet. I feel like I'm that scarred from what happened in previous tournaments, whether it's Lampard's goal or anything. I'm that scarred from England that it's gonna take them actually winning it for me to actually, I feel like, get that same buzz, because we have to remember this is still only the round of 16. You have the quarterfinal to go and the semi-final and then the final. Like, we're not actually that close to winning it. When you beat Germany, you feel like as if, this must be a semi-final. This must be like the final. This must be it. But the Germans don't really rate us like that in terms of the rivalry. That's what I'm hearing on their side. Like, it's not really that deep for them. It's always us like portraying this rivalry. But even outside of that, we're nowhere near the final. Like, we're really not. Do you know what I mean? We got further in the World Cup and we still didn't get there. So I don't know whether I'm just like super pessimistic because England have scarred me so much, or I don't know where it is, but I'm not feeling that buzz. Have you got the same buzz, Younes, that Chelsea had?
It's starting. I always knew. Look, the group stage, I had none. Yeah, the group stage, I just like this is, I need it to be a serious game for me to get excited. And Germany was a serious game for me. That was I looked at it and thought, if we beat Germany, it's game on. I can start thinking about this tournament properly now. And I didn't, as I said, didn't truly believe we'd get it done, but we did. So that's the shock now. And we done it in such a manner where I'm thinking, okay, now we look at the draw and where we are and, who we've got to face. As you said, we've got a quarterfinal now, but that's against Ukraine. Realistically, we should be beating Ukraine. That's in Rome. But then after that, we're in London. Semi-final in London, final in London, semi-final against either the Czech Republic or Denmark. Both very winnable. Respect to both, very especially winnable. Denmark. Yep. So we should be in a final. And if we're in a final, bruv, it's the first final since 1966. And the last time we were in a final, I think
I'll be. I want to ask both of you guys a question, and it's a question that gets thrown to the players. I'll see what Matisse has to say first. You know how you're saying that you're not gassed for England? Is there some element of that tribalism that you follow Chelsea boys and you back Chelsea, you get excited about them when someone like Kane scores or a Sterling scores, you don't? Because I saw Lee Judges in the Arsenal Fan TV, he did not get up one bit when Kane scored. He was like,
but he said that from the get-go, and he said if Kane scores, I'm not celebrating because he plays for Spurs, which is a bit.
That's the thing, Younes. But that's the thing. Like, is England first or clubs first, and then England second? Like,
club always first for me.
See, there you go. See, that's the thing, right? That's why you're probably not gassed because clubs always first. For you, nation is after that. Whereas I get the feeling, Younes, it's more sort of, is it evens for you, or
I'm quite 50-50 in the aspect of. When it's Chelsea, all Chelsea. When there's no Chelsea and it's England, all right, Chelsea to the shelf. I'll come back to that in August. England, but at England, at least with the objective of we can get somewhere. That's what I said in the group stage. I wasn't excited because for two reasons. You expect to get past the group. England always get past the group. And Southgate, the way we were playing, it was all a little bit like, oh my God, we've got nothing. So there's nothing to be excited about. But now we've beaten Germany, there's something to be excited about. And in the manner that it was done, it kind of went against everything that me and many others said in terms of how to set up, how Southgate should approach it. He done everything we didn't want to do and got a result. So it's kind of made all of us go, okay, maybe, just maybe he's onto something.
So you know what, Younes? Just quickly as well, before Matisse takes over, I've seen you get even more excited for Algeria, though, Younes. I think Algeria matches, I've seen you get excited over friendlies for Algeria matches, like let alone proper competitions.
I'll explain why, because with England, there's a sense of expectation. There's a top world-class players. You expect them to get far. We haven't got far. We expect to. We should. And then there's that disappointment. But when we do get far, it's like, okay, finally, we're doing something. With Algeria, I've seen them go from nothing. Like, I'm talking ranked 120th in the world. Right? When I was a kid, thinking, I'm never going to see this team qualify to a World Cup. I'm never going to see this team win anything. I'm never going to see this team even get to an African Cup quarterfinal, let alone a flipping, trophy. And I've seen them now qualify to the World Cup twice. I've seen them win the African Cup. I've seen this team grow, the players that are coming through, the manager, and there's hope now for 2022. Trust me, if Algeria qualify, big things will happen at Qatar. I will promise you that. A lot of people around the world will be surprised. And that's where I get more excited because it's a proper underdog story. Like, I never expected that.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's probably even deeper. It's probably even deeper convo than I'm making it at the moment. But when it comes to England, I don't know what it is. There's just that disconnect there's just that disconnect that just because I just saw someone in the chat say they always put country above Chelsea, and I feel like most countries do. They put it above club. Yeah. Club is like, obviously you support your club, but when it comes to country now, everybody's on the same side. It's like even the way the German clubs in the Bundesliga operate. Yeah, they're rivals, but it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? Clearly, if they can be trading players and like tweeting each other, it's not that. I feel like the whole culture setup is just different, and I feel like in most countries, it's kind of like that. Maybe Spain is a bit different, Catalonia, etc. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different. But in England, I don't know what it is. It's just not that. For me, there's just not that sticking point. It's something missing. There's always something missing. I feel like sometimes as well. I mean, you only have to look at. I mean, people are making a lot out of the headlines on the back of the newspapers the following day. I want to get you guys' opinion on that. Sterling on 1 out of the 10 front pages. A lot of people are looking into that and like, what's going on there? And consequently enough, funnily enough, it was the Sun that actually put Sterling on the back when really they've been renowned for giving him hell over all these years. I don't know what it is about England, but even Steve on the Big Six was saying, everybody should have their England flags out. I don't have that tie to the England flag. I don't know about you, Younes, but I don't have that. I don't know what it is about England, right? I'm trying to get deeper into this, but there's something about the way this country is set up and the way that I don't feel like how multicultural this country actually is. I don't feel like it's represented at the top of England. Maybe other countries, I don't know, maybe they're more well represented, but because England as a country is not well represented at the top with how it actually is, England is a very multicultural society. Every race, every culture, but when you get to the top, and I'm talking about everything from the monarchy to the FA to everything that's, government, everything at the top of England is not diverse. And maybe that's why I'm not so connected to England like I should be, because even the flag, I don't get those vibes. It doesn't feel like it's me. It don't feel like it's me. I don't know.
That could be said for a few of the other countries, especially France. But France seems to have this thing where everyone gets gassed, regardless of like background and all of that. But I don't know with you, with 2018 and the World Cup, were you pumped and excited for that?
Yeah, but I was also in Barcelona on alcohol, so I feel like I was gonna be pumped regardless. Like with Chelsea, I don't need to be on holiday. Do you know what I mean? To be pumped, like I'm pumped in my living room. Do you know what I mean? I don't get that same pump that I get with Chelsea. I'm trying to figure out why. It's just not there. It's not there yet.
I think it'll take a serious game to show up. If England get to a semi-final, for example, I think you'll just pick it up. And I'll tell you, I don't think it's just you that's in that element. I think what's happened over the past year and a half has played on a lot of minds. And I feel like the atmosphere has been so low and everyone's been so concerned with their own livelihoods and what's going on for them that, football is secondary. Whereas in 2018, it was England, the flags were out, everyone was excited. But now I think if this England team gives something to be excited about, now this started with beating Germany, I've already seen an increase in the amount of flags that I've seen outside cars, people wearing England tops and all that. Since beating Germany, I'm starting to see it grow. I think when it approaches to Saturday, it's gonna be mad. And then if we get through and we're in the semi-final, I think you'll just see everyone's mood lift. And it's gonna be down to results. I think if we get to a semi-final, if we get to a final, you'll definitely be on it. You can't not.
Australia as well, like very multicultural, man. Like people from all over the world. But when the World Cup and Australia's in it, you do not understand the vibe around this area. I mean, everyone's Aussie. Everyone's Aussie. They've got their flags out. They're proud, cars, and they'll be driving around with the flags waving and whatnot. Even though we've been getting the last World Cup, I think we got thrashed like by Netherlands 4-0, by Germany like 3-0, something like that. We were in a very, very difficult group, but the vibe was unbelievable. But you're right, Matisse. There's something, because I've been to England twice, right? Once in 2009, once in 2015. I just find this disconnect, and I found it in the streets. Like it never felt united. Do you know what I mean? It was that group or this group or that group, very much tribal. It's almost like, it is. the United Kingdom, but it's divided. It's got divisions everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's strange. I honestly have not felt like that any other countries that I've visited around the world, but it's definitely in England, I felt that. Do you know what I mean? Like, forget about London and Manchester United or Manchester or whatever. Within London, there's divisions. Do you know what I mean? Like massive divisions. Yeah. I found that very strange, man. But that's something maybe I'll never understand. You guys probably understand.
I think there's also like a socio-political thing to think about here as well, because unlike other countries, and even here, if you go up and you wave any other flag, it's seen as supporting your flag, or it's seen as supporting your country or where you're originally from, and everyone's cool with that. But there seems to be a thing here, not on the majority, I think, but it's there. It's in people's subconscious, and it's portrayed in the press and it's portrayed in the media that if someone waves an England flag, there's a possibility that they're a racist, or there's a possibility that
the flag doesn't have positive connotations.
It doesn't. No, and I don't get why that is. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, yeah, you do get some racists, and it is what it is, but they're really a minority, and I don't get why that scrutinized everyone. And now some people, I think, are possibly scared to go out and start waving England flags or stick England flags on their cars because they drive by. Someone might go, "Well, you know, he might be EDL." He might be racist. Like, you know, it shouldn't be like that. That doesn't exist anywhere else, I don't believe. I think it's just here, and I think that plays a part.
Yeah, no, I think all of these things play a part. I'm interested to see with myself whether I'm going to get hyped, like properly hyped, if we progress. But I think it's partly as well because, like I said, we're not really near the final. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of work to be done. And England in the past have burnt me too many times for me to be getting gassed yet. I think... Even I said it off air before we came on, even though we have Ukraine and or Denmark or Czech Republic afterwards, if we progress, I'm still not confident. I'm not, because I just have this PTSD of just England just letting me down. It's like you
got to be confident now, though, Matisse. You have to be confident now, though. You have to be because Ukraine and Denmark.
You say that, but these are the same teams that have knocked out big nations. So. If France can get knocked out to Switzerland, I'm sorry, anything can happen. Who am I to think that England are going to be able to take care of their business when France can't even take care of theirs? I think until England, I think Younes is right. Until England actually show me success, because Chelsea don't burn me like this. They just don't. Until England show me some success and what I'm actually buying into after all those years of pain and heartbreak, and I think I'm always going to doubt them.
Man's shattered, man. Man's absolutely shattered.
Yeah, that's what they've done to me, bro. They've broken me, bro. They've absolutely broken me, and I will not be getting high on my own supply on this show. It won't be happening. I'll leave Younes to that, because I'm not getting hit with no back pages on the Daily Mirror. Denmark knock out England after Southgate overcommits with the attack. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not, because if that happens and you man are all crying, I won't shed a tear because I'm broken already. They're gonna have to fix me, and they're only gonna fix me by getting to the final. So we'll see what happens.
I hope we learn from those lessons, like Iceland and all of that. I hope
Iceland. See what I mean? Iceland. You man forgot about Iceland, and you think
what was that? 2-1. It was 2-1, right? I think it was 2-1 or
3-1 or 1-2-1. I think.
Iceland beat these brothers.
Yeah, Iceland last Euros.
Yeah, because we got an equaliser, and then I think they scored straight away. And Steve McLaren was like going, "Yeah, England, they've equalised. We're going to do it. We're going to do it." Oh no. That was live on Sky Sports. I remember that was hilarious.
Yeah, and this comment's spot on. And you know what's funny? Before we move on to transfer news, is that so often people don't get this. They don't get it. They don't understand this.
That's deep.
Your typical English person will just be like, I don't get it. Why does it not? You don't get it. Exactly. That's the problem. You don't get it. And they're never, you're probably never going to get it because you haven't lived through it, you haven't experienced it. So this is where the divide comes from. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But moving on, there's a lot. Well, is there transfer news on Chelsea's side? Not really, to be honest. But we'll start with Jadon Sancho, because he kind of broke Twitter last night with his 90 million euro move to Manchester United, or was it pounds? I'm not even sure, but it was a lot of money.
Euros. I think they deal with euros, Germany.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. Sancho to Manchester United at last is finally done after 2 summers of watching Fabrizio and the rest of his gang stat pad on Twitter about this move. Finally, it's done. The here we go is confirmed. I have to ask you guys, I'll start with Miz, I guess, but do you believe this transfer impacts the Haaland deal, and to what degree? Because we know what we need and we ain't got it.
Man, I actually spoke about this quite deeply yesterday on my channel. I was sort of thinking, how can a football club like Dortmund think about losing 2 of their mega stars? Do you know what I mean? Like, they've now lost Sancho, and on top of that, thinking about losing Haaland. Like, you still need to run a football club, right? I know they can reinvest that and they can get, Alexander Isak and whoever else and make it all happen. But you don't want to have that risk of, I know they're not going to be, competing for the Bundesliga. They never are, which is Bayern Munich's. But you still need to be in the top 4 to ensure you're in the Champions League. You're in the Champions League next season. You still need to do well in order to get past the group stage and move on to the next round. I know the money is crazy. Chelsea, because I think Dortmund's saying that, next season is obviously 75 million. You need to literally double the money for us to give someone like Haaland. And Chelsea probably could give double the money. It's just, I'm just thinking from a Dortmund point of view, do you really want to lose 2 megastars? You've lost Sancho, so you've made a good amount of money. And also, Matisse, to think about it, the next big mega money sort of transaction is going to be Bellingham. Let's be honest. Bellingham's going to make them a lot of money as well. So I don't know, man. I'm not really sure. And the Jan Forte, the journalist,
Norwegian journalist,
Norwegian journalist, said that Chelsea's actually made no contact with Dortmund yet. Like, they might have talked to Haaland, but they've actually made no contact with Dortmund. And this guy's actually very close to the Haaland family.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
So it makes me think, well, okay, preseason's only 2 weeks away. Let's just say, for argument's sake, it drags out till the start of the season, which is, I think, probably about, 5 weeks away.
Early August.
5 weeks, 5 weeks enough to get this transaction done? I just don't know, man.
This is stinking of Hakimi 2.0, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really,
and that's why, you know what, boys, a lot of the journalists are not letting go of the Lukaku links. They constantly keep saying that Lukaku is still a big chance. And it's starting to make sense to me, because I don't know whether this Haaland thing is actually plausible. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it could be a bit of a smokescreen with the whole Lukaku thing, and even Harry Kane, because I've heard Harry Kane, but we know that's not happening. The truth is, with Haaland, Dortmund will lose both. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Whether it's this summer or next summer, both will be gone. Sancho's going this summer. Now, it depends if Haaland's going this summer or next summer. But by next summer, he's definitely gone. And it would be stupid of Dortmund to hold on to him for one more season when they're going to get 75 million for him next summer by just keeping him for one more season, when they can double that and just get the investment going now and just fast track the process, because they're going to have to look for someone new anyway. And that's going to happen next summer. So they might as well do it this summer and just get more money. That's where I think they're coming from. With Chelsea, and this is what's crazy with Sancho, Sancho, I saw yesterday that United are going to be paying this fee over 5 years.
Yeah.
That's bonkers. How have they managed to agree that with Dortmund? 5 years of paying a fee, which isn't actually that much. You look at it, it's like 72 million pounds, or I think with an add-on, it's like 80, 85, somewhere there. Over 5 years, Chelsea can pay 150 in 45 minutes. Like, we can legit just go, Dortmund, what's your account number? What's your sort code? Boom. All right, cheers. It's sent over. Yeah, done. Like, we could do that if we wanted to. So I don't necessarily. This is what makes me a bit more comfortable, because we know Chelsea are going for Haaland, 100%. That is going to be happening.
Yeah.
Now, it depends when that's going to happen. That's the crucial thing. But Chelsea can get a deal done if they want to. I think the stumbling block is going to be Mino Raiola and what he wants to do in terms of the contract. First, I think once that is settled and once that gets over the line, I think Chelsea will then be going to Dortmund and going, okay, we can talk a fee because we've agreed everything with Haaland and his agent. Let's get business done. Hopefully that's done quickly. But the truth is, Haaland will have to leave Dortmund if Dortmund are not stupid, because if not, they're going to be getting half the money than they can get this summer.
Younes, it's a good point that you said about Mino Raiola. Did you guys see the quotes that was flying around? I don't know whether this is true or not. apparently Mino Raiola wants to put a get out clause.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like these sort of conversation before the players even sign for us. Like, what is this? Like, when I'm ready, I'm just going to get out of Chelsea and move to Real or whoever. Like, I don't like that.
This is where, as Chelsea fans, we need to be very, very realistic with what we're getting ourselves into, because I feel like we've propelled and portrayed this to be Haaland next 10 years, rare tear. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And this is why the difference between signing Haaland and Lukaku. The only difference is that Haaland gets you resale value. Lukaku probably stays until near the end of his career, and you don't really get a big fee for him afterwards. But in terms of the length of time you're getting them for, at Chelsea, in a Chelsea shirt, it's the same time. Lukaku probably stays there 4 or 5 years, does the business. And Haaland, you'd be lucky to get the same. You'd be lucky to get the same. Do you know what I mean? And the clause will probably be something like, this is all part of the Raiola package. He wants to keep making money. This is Haaland. He's not going to bring Haaland to Chelsea and then that's his final move. Because Raiola's got money to make here. He's got agent fees to collect, new negotiations to do. And you're going to get more money from moving to another club than you will if you just keep re-signing on the new contract at your current club. The agent fee is just going to go through the roof. So when it comes to Haaland, they're going to look to probably do the same thing they did with Dortmund, which is you're going to get 3 years probably. And then once the 3 years are up, this is the release clause. And it's up to Chelsea to get that release clause to as much as possible where we're getting the most resale value from Haaland as possible. But he is not going to end his career at Chelsea. He's not even going to get to Eden Hazard's age. He's just not. It's not going to happen because Eden Hazard moved too late. If Eden Hazard had Mino Raiola in charge of him and he had that whole vibe that surrounds him when you have Mino Raiola as your agent, then he would have been out the door when he was like 27, 26. So this is what happens when you're working with Mino Raiola, and this is why Chelsea have never worked with him for so long, and this is why they've avoided him. So I'm very, very much hoping that we don't dead the Lukaku links, because I've said so many times, I don't really care who we get. We just need to get one of these world-class strikers. Even if it's Lewandowski, I would take it, of course. We need to keep the door open for Lukaku, and we should be pursuing both at the same time. We should be definitely seriously pursuing Lukaku. If he's available for 100 million euros, which is about 85 million, people will say, okay, is he really worth that with his age? But to be honest, our needs are that much that I'm afraid are going to have to break the bank. Every club in Europe know we need a striker.
Matisse is actually a lot less than that. I saw reports that it's something around 68, 69 million euros. It's actually a lot less than 100 million.
If it's that. Yeah. I'll be shocked if it's that.
Yeah, but because I think it's got to do with the contract time that he's got over there. So and his age is a lot more than Haaland's.
I mean, look at the tournament Lukaku's having in the Euros. Not that we needed that after an incredible season in Serie A. He's shown that he can link up play. He's shown that he can be a team player. He's shown that he can run the channels and be versatile, hold up the ball, win headers in the air. He's a great finisher. He's always been a great clinical finisher. Lukaku should still be on our list as far as I'm concerned, because that deal I've always felt is more realistic than Haaland. And even though the reports kind of started saying, listen, Lukaku wants to stay, I still feel like Lukaku's more realistic, just in general, because you're not dealing with Raiola. You're not. And look how stubborn our board are as well. Look how stubborn Marina is. It's a lot of moving pieces, man.
Do you know what? Like, I just saw some of the comments here. Oh, Miz, you're so negative with Haaland. I'm not negative. My first choice is Haaland. I'm just saying that I honestly thought Hakimi was going to be a Chelsea player. And I'm not going to do that again with the Haaland thing where he's 100% a Chelsea player. Like, literally, us boys were here talking a week before when Hakimi looked dead set, and we were talking about a emergency show. We were talking about videos, this, that, whatnot about Hakimi. Yep. And then a week later, we realized Chelsea weren't even in the race. Like
didn't even put it in.
They were just, you know, in a meeting, in a dinner, like just talking about it. Maybe, you know, just the thought of having Hakimi, they didn't actually put anything down. So, you know, I get the feeling that, you know, with the Haaland thing, it's a lot more serious than Hakimi. I get that, but I think there's serious concerns in the sense that whether this deal is, as I said, as Younes said, we've got the money, but all of that thing about Mino Raiola, as Younes and Matisse said, it may not make it that attractive. Do you know what I mean? Like, Chelsea got to make sure that everything falls into place, that they do have a good resale value for this player, that they don't get done by all of these little clauses here and there, which catches them out later on. Whereas Lukaku, you're guaranteed at least 3 to 4 seasons of quality football.
And Lukaku's end goal would be here.
This will be the final destination.
And so, Oberwan's just said Mino is greedy, but cares for his clients. Pogba is 28 and still at Manchester United. He talks too much and stirs the pot, but actually is a player agent first. When it comes to Pogba's got emotional ties to United. That's why he went back there in the first place. He's got unfinished business. Haaland has no emotional connection to Chelsea. So we would have to create that emotional connection, which I have no doubts that we can do, because we do it with every player that comes here. Fabregas is crying when he was an Arsenal player, etc., etc. We're very good at making players fall in love with this club. From a fan club perspective, you rarely see former players come out and diss Chelsea or say that they didn't love the club or leave Chelsea on their own accord. You very rarely see it. Like even Hazard crying in his final interview before he goes to his dream move. So every player that comes through here they get touched by the Chelsea smoke. Do you know what I mean? The Chelsea aura. Do you know what I mean? But in saying that, it's still Mino Raiola, man. It's still Mino Raiola, so I don't know. I mean, Younes, what do you think about this one?
Here's the thing with Mino Raiola, and to be honest, any other person I think is responsible for business on the accounts of players. He's going to do what he's going to do to try and work things out for his own interests. And it's in his interest to try and get a deal done, because something's better than nothing. But at the same time, what's good for our end is we've got Marina. We've got a board that I think can get to Mino Raiola's level and deal with him on his level. I think other clubs and other boards may be a little too soft or haven't really been able to negotiate on that sense. But we've got Marina, and we've got people that won't take crap. Simple. It's either you do this and we can come to a compromise and a good compromise, or we're not doing this at all. And it's not in Mino Raiola's interest for Chelsea to just go, all right, abandon everything, we're not doing this. I think he's not stupid. And I think he's in this situation he's in now with top players, and he's one of the most renowned agents in world football for a reason. He's not dumb. As I've said, I think it'll come to a compromise. We'll see what happens. But Chelsea are not stupid. I fully trust, in terms of a business perspective, Marina and the board to get a good deal, even for Erling Haaland, because deep down, I think Haaland would want this move. Who wouldn't? And the truth is, he's going to be leaving anyway, as we've already said. So, in that aspect, would you rather let him go on a release clause where it's just easier to, start getting other clubs, or would you try and negotiate a deal now with a club and try and get the maximum out of it? I feel like that's where Mino Raiola is going to be leaning towards. In terms of the future, though, we'll see. As you've said, in terms of getting him to really bond with Chelsea and to really understand the meaning of the club and all of that, that will come with time, 100%. Especially if he's banging goals left, right, and centre, he wouldn't want to leave. If he struggles, that's a different story. We'll see. But the pieces are all there to get it done. So it's up to Chelsea to get themselves a good deal, and I'm confident that they can get a good deal.
I want to throw a spanner for both of you guys, right? Let's say, for argument's sake, we don't manage to get Haaland in this particular window. And the player I'm about to name, I'm not entirely satisfied with his attitude of recent times, but I can't deny the fact that he's a phenomenal talent, and he's going to be on free next season, which is Kylian Mbappé. So, I mean, does Chelsea at all entertain that next season?
Lord.
Do you know what I mean? Free. So he's not actually going to sign for PSG. He's not doing a contract.
It's absolutely no chance of this happening.
Yeah,
he is the most Real Madrid player I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
And you know what it is about him as well? Is his ego or his aura needs Real Madrid. It can't be any other club, because that is the only club that will keep that brother in check. Chelsea, nah.
We'd lose control. We'd lose control.
Bro, it would be a mess.
He'd think it's too big for the club, huh?
Bro, it will be a mess. The only club that can cage that brother and keep him on track for his career is Real Madrid, because Real Madrid is bigger than anybody. And yes, we can say Chelsea's bigger than anybody, but he'll still come in here and be that guy. Do you know what I mean? He'll come in here and try and be that guy, because he just will. at Real Madrid, those Real Madrid fans and that Bernabeu stadium and everything Ronaldo accomplished will humble a brother in seconds. He is the most Real Madrid player I've ever seen. And that is the only reason why he is stalling contract renewal is because of Real Madrid. And we've heard it before. Perez clearly wants him and Perez can't afford him. So let's create the Super League and get all this money influx. And, we need this money. We haven't got the money to buy Mbappé, Galactico, boohoo, cry for me. It's all about Mbappé. And Mbappé, like I said, is for me the most Real Madrid player I've ever seen in my life. And he's got no chance of coming to Chelsea. Absolutely no chance. 0%. We have to get a striker this window. We have to.
So maybe we can eliminate Real to have both Mbappé and Haaland, right? I mean, that sounds pretty ridiculous.
I don't think Real Madrid are really.
They won't do that.
I don't think they're pursuing Haaland right now. And I believe we are the only team really actively trying to get Haaland before his release clause. And the dynamics are very interesting because it suits, we say it suits Raiola to sell him now, but in my opinion, I feel like it suits him to sell him next summer because the fee is fixed, which means we know 70 million euros for Haaland is extremely underpriced in this market, which means Raiola and Haaland and Alfie can go to that board meeting and say, you're getting him on the biggest discount you've ever seen in your life. So I want to see the money. I want to see the money coming in my bank account. I want to see the rest. Where's the rest of the money? Because he's not worth 70 million. He's worth double that. So you better split that shit amongst all of us right now. Because otherwise, we're going to go and talk to Juventus. And if they don't split the money, we're going to talk to Real Madrid or Barcelona or Bayern. And they're just going to parade around Europe until somebody splits up the money. So it doesn't really suit him to move this man now. It really doesn't.
At the same time, that could be used now as leverage. Because Raiola could be talking with Chelsea and go, look, you can pay this amount of money. Let's get a deal done. If not, look, you're going to be missing out because next summer we're going to have all these clubs coming after him and you're not going to be the exclusive anymore. So if you want him, pay up. And that could be used as leverage. Again, business goes deep, man, but more deep than we could ever imagine in terms of the football world and what goes on behind the scenes with these minds. I mean, there's so much money on the table. They're there for a reason. But you're right in terms of Mbappé. I personally, I've just got this top player, yeah? I think everyone knows top player, one of the best players in the world. Some say the best player in the world is what it is. He's fantastic. I've just got this weird feeling about him behind the scenes, man. Everywhere he goes, there seems to be drama. We've seen now what's going on with PSG. We saw what happened with Thomas Tuchel at PSG and the fact that him and Neymar apparently were factors. We've seen the whole Mbappé Giroud thing. You've seen the way that the France team have collapsed. Mbappé again at the center of that. We're seeing this story now with PSG and not a contract renewal. Mbappé at the center of that. It just seems to be he is the common denominator here. I got this feeling that if he were to come to a Chelsea, for example, he could cause drama. His ego would be too big. He'd break the wage structure and he'd just destroy the dressing room in that aspect. But as you said, Real Madrid are that sort of club where they'll take egos like that.
Do you know what's mad? Do you know what I've learned so quickly? Is that it's not about the names, it's about the team. I've said this for like the last year and a half. Since Hazard left, I've said it's about the team. And that's why I didn't want Hazard back. It's about the team. And if you're compromising the team over individuals, I'm sorry, but nobody in this current generation of crop of players is eclipsing what Messi and Ronaldo have done. They're not doing it. I don't see the potential. Mbappé is not what Messi was when he was that age. And Haaland, for me, yes, he's a great player, but he's got things in his game where he needs a team around him to service him. He's not Ronaldo. Ronaldo at Man United was a freak. Messi is a freak. These two players are not eclipsing those two. It's not happening. I'm telling you on God, it's not happening. So for that reason, why would you now cater your whole team to these guys? Of course, these guys are incredible players, right? But we just won the Champions League without them. We just did. PSG signed Mbappé, signed Neymar, and they still can't win the Champions League. These individuals do not guarantee you Champions League. They don't guarantee you it. They give you a better percentage chance, but they don't guarantee it. We've just built a team. Stick with the team, always. Because unless it's Messi and Ronaldo of the past generation who can literally carry teams on their back, not going to happen. Mbappé, he's not carrying France. Brilliant player. Part of France's World Cup winning team. He's never carried them. It's a team. because Pogba and all these other guys turn up as well. If you're breaking your wage structure, you're breaking everything for Mbappe, he's not going to carry you. He's not. And these two players, for me, they're part of teams, but they're not carrying jobs. So I'm only willing to bend so much for this kind of stuff. For me, I just feel like we've just built a team, and the team has just showed unity. I've said it already, and I say it again. The manager has got to be the most important person in the dressing room. From the moment that changes, we are screwed. Screwed. Yeah. Thomas Tuchel, we should be building the team around him. He's the centerpiece, not Mbappé, not Haaland, not nobody. He is the centerpiece. If he needs these guys and they're willing to cooperate, fantastic. But if they're not willing to cooperate, keep it moving. The gap between Haaland and Lukaku in terms of quality, I prefer Haaland because he's younger, but Lukaku's not the worst backup. If Lukaku's going to do what we need to get done, then cool. That's why I don't really mind who we get, because in terms of longevity, it's not really, Haaland's not going to stay here for 10 years. And you're just talking about resale value then. But I know Lukaku will come here, take instruction, do the job like he did under Conte, and he'll listen. Haaland will do the same. Haaland doesn't seem to be a bad egg. But the point is not really to get too concerned with the big flashy names anymore. I don't feel like that's the way football's going. Make the manager, like Pep, like Klopp, make them the epicenter of the team, and success will come. You try and do all this extra crap, and you're going to get caught out, and someone's going to get sacked, someone's going to get fired, there's going to be an argument, and things are going to go left. It's not worth it.
I don't think that's how football has gone, but now obviously there seems to be this fixation nowadays compared to before, where before I don't think this was the case at all. Now there seems to be this thing of let's get the best players. Let's just try and get the best players. I mean, you see everyone now, even within our own fan base, let's sign this big name. Let's sign this big name. Let's go for this guy. I mean, let's talk. Oh yeah, Mbappe is going to be going on the free. Let's get Mbappe. Messi's out of contract now. Let's get Messi. We need to get ourselves out of that mentality. That's not the way it should ever be, and that's not how it's been. You look at Chelsea's history, just in terms of our team that we built in 2004. Perfect example. Yeah. Who was Petr Cech?
Yeah, exactly.
Just this regular goalkeeper in France. Just
who
like
Mendy? Mendy
just like Mendy. Exactly.
Drogba wasn't even. I don't think Drogba was rated.
This is the thing. I'm getting to that. Yeah, Drogba. Roman Abramovich wanted Ronaldinho. Big name. Yeah. What did Mourinho tell him? Just pay, shut up, pay, and get me Drogba. Got him Drogba, and look at what he became. He was a regular striker in France, killing it at Marseille, but he wasn't a world beater. Lampard. Who was Lampard? We got this brother from West Ham. We got him from West Ham. There was even doubts that when he was 17, 18, 19 that he's not going to be anything. He's going to be nothing. Look at what he turned into. One of the best midfielders of all time. John Terry, he came through our academy. No assurances that he was going to make it. Look at what he became. Captain, leader, legend. Mids is completely right. It's about the team. It's about how players play together. It's not necessarily about one individual. Talking about one individual, you see how Harry Kane's struggling at the England team, except for the Germany game. But prior to that, he just looked isolated. The best player on the team, but he's isolated. Why? Because the team, the system, the way we're playing isn't suiting him. It's all about the team. It's all about how we function collectively, not as one player. And I think we need to get out that mindset of let's just go and get the big name. Let's go and get this name. If we make this massive transfer, we're going to quadruple. That's not how football works. Let's just, as he said, revolve it around Thomas Tuchel. Let him get what he wants, and we should succeed.
The paying the big money also just doesn't guarantee success anymore. I mean, you look Neymar, Mbappe. So I'd say those two have been successes. But then you go to Coutinho at Barcelona, Dembele at Barcelona, Felix at Atletico Madrid, Griezmann at Barcelona, Ronaldo at Juventus, Hazard, Pogba, Bale, Ronaldo again, Higuain. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very 50-50. Very 50-50 what you're going to get when you splash that type of money. It doesn't guarantee stardom. It doesn't guarantee success. I'm not saying we shouldn't splash on Haaland, because we definitely should for me. But don't do this thing where we obsess over this one guy for the whole window, don't get him, and leave ourselves screwed. If you can't get him, get that decision made quite quickly in the next couple of weeks, max, and then go after Lukaku seriously. Because I think you can get Lukaku out into Milan if you just pay up. They're not Dortmund. They didn't just sell Sancho. They sold Hakimi, but the thing is with Inter is Lukaku in terms of the money, Inter will always need that cash injection. Do you know what I mean? They'll always need that cash injection. And I feel like Lukaku's coming towards the end of his career. If Chelsea put in a serious bid, he might just say, all right, maybe there's some wiggle room here. Haaland, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a tough one.
I think if Chelsea realise that there's no chance of getting Haaland, I think they'll play it out. And if they're convinced that this just won't happen, they'll go all in for Lukaku. I think he is the plan B. But up until that point, there's not going to be a move for Lukaku, I don't think. I think it's all Haaland. If it happens, it happens. If there's clear indications they're not going to get it done, I think you'll see the shift happen and we'll just go and get Lukaku.
If I have to watch that start front, man, I swear.
The thing that we all need to also think about is the whole Haaland deal. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that it happens, that it doesn't create, as we've talked about already, that the Mino Raiola, putting in all these clause, every now and then there's headline rumors after every season. This club is now after him. That club is now after him. Haaland have been talking, he's been talking to X, Y, and Z. And then the other factor is the wage. Do you know what I mean? Like, someone like him is going to ask for something ridiculous amount of wage. You just don't want players like Mason Mount get disgruntled, Kai Havertz down the track getting disgruntled. Because all of this, because I'll let you guys know this. Apparently, Rudiger, he's on about 100 and, I don't know, less than what Callum's on. This is what the newsletter has said, that he's actually less than what Callum Hudson-Odoi is on. And he wants something around £200,000 a week now, Rudiger, because he thinks that he's worthy of it. And in my opinion, he probably is. But what it's created is that he puts that Callum's wage as a benchmark. Do you know what I mean? Like, back then, that wasn't the benchmark. Like, defenders would be happy to get anything less. So we got to be careful when we create benchmarks with new players like Haaland, and all these other players are going to be like, well, I want to earn big money as well.
Do you remember when I was saying that we shouldn't give Tammy Abraham 180 grand a week, and people were telling me, what was I thought authorization costs and it doesn't matter.
Authorization, amortization.
I couldn't remember what I used to call it. I used to take the piss with this all the time.
I love that, Matisse. Amortization, ladies and gentlemen,
because he didn't cost anything, bro. Every time, if Tammy's on 180 and I just won the Champions League in the starting 11, that brother's not even in the squad. Best believe they're asking for 300k. Run me my money now. Now. Are you crazy? 180k on a brother who's not even in the squad currently, because this is what was going to happen, because he's not worth that. And value, you can say value from the club perspective. Of course, we didn't pay for him, so he is worth that because you're saving space in the depths, but you have to balance it out with the fact that you have to negotiate other contracts as well, and it will impact. So 100%, I get, didn't cost anything. If you spend a transfer fee on a Batshuayi who cost 40 million, probably still in the red now for that. Do you know what I mean? Of course. However, you got to balance it out with the fact that there's other players in the squad and they talk and they're in the change room. How much money are you making, bro?
Matisse, guess how much Mount's
that
on?
Much? Yo, Matisse, your agent. Yeah, no, that can't run. Do you know what I mean?
Like, guess how much Mount's on. Just have a guess how much Mount's on.
I have no idea. Is it like
£70K an hour?
He's on 70 Gs. The man's on 70 Gs. You think Mason Mount is not going to ask for double that at least very soon?
And that's part of his 5-year deal that he signed just last year.
Yeah.
But I guess he's going to ask for a better deal.
If you promote all these young players and you reward them like this, and they do deserve to be rewarded, Mount and James, all these guys, then the wage structure is going to go up, and you just have to hope that balances out with less transfer fees getting spent over the years because we have so many young players that have come for free. But it's a fine balance, man. It's a fine balance, and you have to be careful because if you push that wage structure up like you did with United, and you start giving goalkeepers 300k.
But it's a mess you can't get out of. You
can't get out of it. And then, because everybody says, oh, bump up the wage bill, and it doesn't matter, I don't care, it's not my money. And then when it comes to now get rid of a brother who's on a 5-year contract on 250k, and his name's Phil Jones, what now? You can't get him off the wage bill. And then now you can't bring in anybody because you've got all of this squad of excess players that you can't get out of the team because they're on too much money and they don't want to drop the wage because they're living their lifestyle. You got Danny Drinkwater out here flashing his private parts on Instagram on 120k. For what reason? Why did
he's stealing a living? He's stealing a living.
Ozil, ask Arsenal fans about Ozil. Ask Arsenal fans about Ozil. Apparently, they're still paying him. Apparently,
they are still paying him.
Fenerbahce or wherever he went, they haven't even paid a cent. They apparently have not even paid a cent. Arsenal's still paying his bills.
Bro, you think Ozil was going to drop from his Arsenal wage to Fenerbahce wage? It was never going to happen, bro. It was never going to happen. And then you get yourself into a situation where you can't flog players, and all the players that now weren't on a lot of money, but because you bumped up all the youth guys, then they had to get new contracts, and now it's a whole. It just spirals out of control. So I feel sorry for these guys that run this because it's their problems, isn't it? They got to make sure that this doesn't get out of hand because it can get out of hand very, very, very quickly.
No, but you know what, Matisse? This affects the fans in the sense that it's our club at the end. Do you know what I mean? You don't want our club to be in a mess where someone like Haaland, let's just say, argument's sake, right? He looks at someone like, let's say, Mason starts getting about 170, 180. He'll be like, I think I'm worth a lot more than Mace. Do you know what I mean? He's going to say that. So then what? Okay, you start putting 300k on Haaland. And the next day, Mace knocks on the door. What has Haaland done for this club? Just answer. What has Haaland done for this club? I literally put in that assist for your brother Kai Havertz, who's earning more than me anyway now, to ensure you got the Champions League trophy that's flashing in the cabinet because of me.
We got to be very, but this is why when I'm gonna go through blast, I'm gonna go through super chats next, people. Don't worry. But this is, I just didn't want to stop the convo. This is why you got to be very careful with who you bring in and how much money you put them on, because people will say it doesn't matter, but it does. And that's why these deals take a long time to get done. I just hope Chelsea don't shake themselves and they actually get a striker, because we have to get a striker. Like there is no negotiating on this point. We have to get a striker. If we don't get a striker, we are not winning the Premier League, period. It's not happening. I promise you. I promise. In fact, I'll make a video and title it, "We're not winning the Premier League, and here's the reason why. Because we didn't sign a striker." When Jorginho finishes as your top scorer in the Premier League and you don't address that area, you can forget about it. And do you know what? We'll be in another top 4 battle race. And I swear, if Tuchel gets sacked for that, because he doesn't improve on the league position, despite not getting the striker that he desperately needs, this channel is going to get ugly. Alex says, I wish City seals Kane deal soon, thereby negating possibility of Haaland to City. Our road would be clear to get him, but Barcelona needs to be... Our road is clear now.
Road is clear.
What more do you want? You want me to start, pulling cars apart like the Incredibles and dashing things to the left, right, and... The road is clear. There's nobody else going for Haaland right now other than us.
No one will go for Haaland except us.
It's there because everybody's waiting for this release clause next summer. They're willing to wait. The path is clear. It is so clear.
And he's not even at the Euros. That's another thing. He's not at the Euros. We can honestly get him to the bridge now and start talking. Like
I'm just hoping that while we're having this conversation, something's actually going on behind the scenes, and they're wrapping it up. And we're just not privy to it. That's what I'm hoping for.
And that's how Chelsea like to operate.
That's
and
what
we
I
know
love.
that. Chelsea like to do things in silence.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's happening.
But if we get to the Arsenal friendly on the 1st of August and we're still having this conversation,
then we're in trouble.
It's not happening.
I'm just hoping that this conversation is completely pointless and Marina is having talks with Alfie right now across the dinner table or the breakfast table. That's what I'm hoping for.
But I saw the brother tweet a moment ago, so he's definitely not in a dinner table at the moment.
He might just be distracted. Marina's just running up the money now. Never know. That's what I'm hoping for. Alfie's currently talking to Marina, and this is just all private, confidential. Because if I'm having this same conversation on this channel in 1 month, I'm gonna get very shook.
Maybe she's on leave. Maybe she's on annual leave.
And you'll be on leave now.
She's on holiday
in the middle of the summer. Imagine being on leave now. What is this?
It's like the most important part of the season.
Even Arsenal are putting out fake bids for Locatelli to gas up their fan base. When they dead ass know he's going to Juventus. Even they're doing.
You send like an email, to Marina, and you get an automated message saying, "Sorry, I'm currently on leave. I'll be back on this date." Like, I'm hoping that's the case right now.
Bro, take leave after the window, man. What the hell?
When does the window end, by the way? Sorry, when does the transfer window shut?
I'll Google it.
I thought it shut for Premier League as soon as the season starts, and then you still have the loan deals you can do. Till the end of August, I think. But because remember they changed Younes recently. It had to be done before the season.
It's normally the 31st of August, but I think they've changed it this summer.
14th of August.
I think they changed it last summer. 14th. Where it had to be start of the season. There you go.
There we are. Start of the season. Yeah. Okay.
Wait 1 second. Premier League clubs will have until 11 p.m. on Tuesday.
So we've got 6 weeks.
They say 31st of August actually.
Now that I think that could be loans, Matisse.
I don't know, man. It's very confusing because some countries close at different times, and it's just I don't know. It's all in the mud. Let's just get this done before the first game of the season, innit? Because Villarreal are coming. Lukaku is a prideful guy. He likes to feel the love. If he senses that he's second choice, he won't come. Our public pursuit of Haaland might affect us. Good point. He is a guy that loves to feel loved, and he's already felt Chelsea's unlove a couple of times. He's already felt our backhand a couple of times in terms of that. So Switch says, I've been saying this shit. I don't care. Wouldn't go for Haaland if it means we break our race structure. It completely messes us up.
Guys, just let you know, sorry, it is August 31st.
Yeah.
11 p.m. August 31st, it shuts. Yeah.
Would you go for Edouard from Celtic? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think this guy should be first choice. I think these kind of guys are second level strikers if you get rid of Tammy and Giroud. But am I gonna like we've just been saying, it's not about the big name, but I'd be a very nervous Nelly if this was the brother leading the line. I just don't know him well enough. I know he's done well.
Who this guy is.
I'm a big fan of the SPL because I like Van Dijk, Tierney. There's been some great players to come out of Celtic that I felt like were just under the radar for too long. So this could be another one. This could be another one. I would rather him than nobody, of course. I feel like, but let me make this clear. Don't just sign someone to sign someone because that's stupid and we've been burnt out by that bridge before. If Tuchel backs it and the club have extensively scouted the guy, then we have to trust. We have to put the trust in the club. Because just because they're not a big name doesn't mean they're going to flop. Just because they are a big name doesn't mean they're going to be a success. We have to make that very clear. But don't go and sign someone that you haven't scouted. That's the one thing. Don't go and sign someone like Drinkwater on the deadline day because we've got 3 midfielders and we just need another one. Make sure you've scouted the brother. So I can't tell you yes or no because I personally wouldn't because I just don't know him well enough. I know he's doing well in the SPL, but it's up to the club. The club would have had to have scouted him extensively. You can't be making moves that you haven't thought through. D1 says she never backs managers after they win Marina out. I'm not going to throw that hashtag out there, but we do have a terrible track record of backing managers after they've just done what we needed them to do to get the backing. We'll back them when they haven't proven themselves, but we won't back them after they've just shown us why they should be backed, if that makes sense. Very backwards.
Yeah. And I think that's come probably since we've won the Champions League the first time. I think from that point onwards, the second season or after winning something, we always have a shocking window. Whereas before, like we won the title in 2005, mate, that summer afterwards, we done bits. We got Essien. We had a great window. So it's key. It's key. We'll see what happens.
Someone said, how about Braithwaite? Braithwaite? No, listen, don't do this. Don't do this. You guys are throwing in loads of names. Victor Osimhen, all these guys. The only 2 brothers I want that are on the market right now that we're clearly going for are Haaland and Lukaku. I need someone.
Ashley Barnes.
He's too busy chatting in the studio to Maya Jam or whatever. But because those 2, I know them well, and I feel like yes, they're big money signings, but I actually feel like mentality-wise, this is the key here. I feel like they're going to do the business. I feel like those guys will come here and do the business because there's more than just getting the goals, and there's more than just, paying the money. You have to look at the player as well. Are they motivated? Do they have the right mentality to go through hardship? Lukaku's got a point to prove. He's a mentality monster right now. Haaland, mentality monster as well. I feel like these guys not only from a goal perspective, because you could score goals and still come here and flop, but from a mentality standpoint, I feel like they also check out. And physique, they check out. Do you know what I mean? So like everything kind of ticks the boxes. So that's why those are my two guys. Ask me about and Lewandowski as well. Lewandowski would be another one where I would throw into that ballpark. He's older, but I feel like he's another brother that just screams goals. Anybody else that you guys are mentioning that are in that second tier, I would just have to pray with the club. I'll just have to hope that they make the right decision, because I won't be able to sell you on that. Nicholas says,
go on, sorry.
Oh, Nicholas just says, if we don't get Haaland or Lukaku, would it be better to go risk a young gem like Bodie than be listed like Booty?
Is the brother talking about a footballer or something?
I don't know who Booty is. I don't know who Booty. I don't know. If you're gonna be shaking his ass like Raheem Sterling, then hey, bring him in, because Raheem's doing the business right now. Raheem the dream. Then B listers like Ings. I don't personally. I mean, Ings will probably slap goals here. That's the funny thing. I don't know, man. Listen, like I said, guys, I don't even know who Booty is. Booty Shorts, but just after my two guys and Lewandowski. That's his nickname if he comes, by the way. I don't know, man. People are saying Isak, he's a bit young, needs to polish up his finishing. Like I said, man, it's just after even this chic guy, you know the name of the glue. Go to the £1 store. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Him. You only know him from the Euros. Let's keep it a buck.
Of course. Of course.
So am I going to tell you yes on him? No, I'm not. Haaland and Lukaku have been doing the business year in, year out. For God knows, like for a while now, they're seasoned. They're seasoned, and they got the mentality points, and they got the physique points, and they got the versatility points. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot there. Whereas the guys you're now suggesting, I don't even know.
I know someone that would fit properly, man. And shout out Unface CC, but he says we might just end up with chunks. Let's just stick chunks up front. So
it's a lot of clout.
Chunks would deliver. Just don't put it on penalties.
Imagine chunks in a counter. Oof.
Phenomenal. We bury him. We can put. While we're on that note, we can stick Chris MD on free kicks. We can sign Chris MD and just stick him on.
Man said Kasper Dolberg because he had a screamer again the other day as well. Yeah, man. Listen, I don't know any more people. Like I said, those are my top two guys. Because I feel like this is not a position we can afford to take risks. So whoever comes in, they have to bang. We haven't had a proper striker up front since Diego Costa. Like, do you know how long that is? That's a long time. So
that's a very long time.
I need that to be rectified. I need that to be rectified right now. Honest to God. I'm just seeing someone said check Twitter, but I don't think anything's happened. So this is when the transfer window ends. Summer window will open on the 9th of June for Premier League clubs and run 12 weeks until the 31st of August. That means deals can be officially concluded before and after Euros kicks off. Okay. Premier League window opens, closes. Okay, 31st of August. It's weird though, because there were rumors that it would finish before the season started. So I don't know where that all came about. I guess that didn't go through in the end. So yeah, we have until the 31st of August. Thank you, my brother, for sending me that. We have until the 31st of August to conduct our business, people. So basically, 8 weeks.
So you guys want to hear something that's happened at Man United on top of Sancho, guys?
Varane.
They're getting Varane, bruv.
Yeah. I saw that, but that was so clear. That was happening for a while now because we pulled out of the Varane thing, and Man United desperately want another defender. So I'm not surprised one bit that they're getting.
You know what? Let Varane go to United and let Grealish and Kane go to Man City, and let's see what Roman and Mourinho are about.
Yeah,
that all happens. Do you know what? Let it happen. Because we can't control what other clubs do. There's no point sitting there praying and wishing on other clubs' downfall. I've never been that guy. You guys know me from this. I've never been that guy who is like, oh, I hope these guys drop points so we can get top 4. If we don't take care of our own business, then let the higher powers slap us across the face and shame us for what we've done. Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it. If we don't do our business, we don't deserve what's coming to us. If we don't get what we need to get done, we deserve what is coming for us. And if it's another top 4 battle, then that's what it is. We have to improve the team. We absolutely have to. We have no choice. So maybe if these deals get done, then it might just send Chelsea into panic overdrive and they might just conclude the big deal or conclude the deal that they need to get done. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But if Man United secure him, all they really need is a DM and a new manager, and they're moving.
I just don't want our club to start feeling the panic and then get the drink waters again and the Zappa-Costas and
true.
Just take your time, go for your number one selection. Take your time and make sure you get it. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't deter away.
Yeah, if you're gonna panic with the good stuff. Don't give me the bad stuff. Don't give me don't give me that bad panic.
So no, for real though, if obviously all these players going to other clubs and clubs making moves and we're seeing big things happen, but Chelsea's chance to respond would be buying Haaland. If Chelsea got Haaland, I guarantee that would send shockwaves because everyone will know European champions. Now they've got Haaland, they're taking this seriously.
We only
next season will be mad. Yeah, for real. Just to make everyone, put everyone on notice that you've got all these players, but we've got Haaland and no one else could.
I'd say one position for the time being is pretty much confirmed. I feel like we're going to get, knowing that Billy's pretty much gone on a loan to Norwich. There has to be a DM coming in. I know Thomas Tuchel is a massive fan favorite of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and he's going to give him the opportunity. But I still need another midfielder there, and I'm pretty certain the whole talks about Peter Cech and Tchouameni, and now obviously the conversations around Rice, something's going to happen there. That's for certainty. So we will see a new signing. But a striker is so desperately needed, man. So desperately needed.
I saw someone say Diego Costa is a free agent. What do you think about bringing him back? I can't speak for the other boys, but you know how I operate. I don't do this emotional thing. Yeah. If the brother is... Look,
me neither.
When people like to compare the thing with Drogba. When we brought Drogba back, we had a world-class striker in Diego Costa firing. And we had Remy behind him, and then we had Drogba. So if you're bringing in Hazard or you're bringing in Costa again, which again makes no sense to me, have the world class already there, and they're not there. So no, there you go. Do you know what I'm saying? We don't need squad fillers.
How old's Costa now? He would be quite old now.
I don't need him to come back just so he can hump the physio in training and drive the tractor over the training ground and piss up the grass. I don't need that right now. I need a person who's going to come in and do the business now. I'm not here for the banter. All right, the banter is after you win the Prem and you've already got a world-class spine, and then you want to add some banter to it, then do your thing. Even though that's kind of what we already do, and then we don't win the Prem again. So
there you go. Someone just said Costa's 33.
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
We can't be living in the past. We can't.
The only aging striker I want right now is Lewandowski, if he was ever available, which he's not. Yeah. Tony says Bayer broke their wage structure for sale. Now they are having issues with renewing contracts. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. We'll move on to Declan Rice for the last part of the show. I could talk about Haaland all day and how screwed we are in the striker situation, but I feel like you guys already know. This Rice thing, again, this is not an update. He rejected 2 contract offers from West Ham.
Old news.
Old news, people. I mean, that's no surprise. He's not going to sign a new contract at West Ham. He's not Jack Grealish. He's learned. He's learned from Jack Grealish. He's learned from Wilfried Zaha and all these other guys that got themselves stuck at mid-table clubs by signing new contracts. He's not going to do it. So if there's a new contract offer from West Ham tomorrow, he'll reject it. And the day after that, and the day after that, Declan Rice will not be signing a new contract at West Ham. You heard it here first. It is confirmed. He will not be signing a new contract. He is looking to move out of West Ham.
Yep.
Just like he was last summer, and he is this summer, and he will be next summer. Declan Rice wants to leave West Ham Football Club. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Money Mace pulling the strings as well.
And Man United won him, and that's no surprise because if you speak to Man United fans, they need a DM, and it's very evident they do because they have 199 McFred in the DM position. Do you know what I mean?
McFred.
Yeah, McFred.
That's fantastic.
And it's very evident that Declan Rice probably would suit Man United quite well because look at Calvin Phillips bombing forward for England. Who would that be at Man United? A certain Paul Pogba. Release the reins. Double pivot. Just like he has Kante in France. Can't do that with Fred and McTominay because they're shit.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Yeah, it's 1 + 1 = 2 people.
See, Matisse, I want to pause you for a moment. I'll obviously get what Younes has to say as well. What you just said about how Declan Rice would fit that structure of United, where he would sit deep in a double pivot and allow Pogba to do what Pogba needs to do. Similarly, what he's doing for France. This is where my issue is. And this is where sometimes people get me wrong about Rice. I think Rice is a fantastic player. But you look at the way we want to play. Our football is so different to what Man United does. It's not the same sort of football. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a different style, and Thomas Tuchel is playing a different style. Whether Rice can come in and build up from the back and play the one-touch pass, because I've seen some of the clips for England, he's taking too long to, vision where he wants to pass before he releases the pass.
He's not used to playing this type of football. He's not used to it.
And this is the thing. Look, he could very well be used to, he could get better under Thomas Tuchel and do that. I don't know. Maybe he can. But all I'm saying is, I can't bank on him to do it from the get-go because I've not seen him do that. As you've always said, Matisse, Jorginho, whoever comes in and takes that position, better be able to do what Jorginho does, which is get the ball, boom, pass, move it on. Do you know what I mean? Not taking 2 seconds to, 5 seconds to realize where he wants to pass.
But he won't be able to do what Jorginho does off the bat. He simply won't. He will need to. Whoa. All right. Calm down. All right. The government are clearly onto me. Calm it down.
We're talking about Rice. You're talking negatively about Rice.
I'm not slandering Declan. You see what happens when these certain sections of the fan base, you say one thing against Declan Rice and they want to knock off your camera. Relax, people. Relax. I wasn't going to slander him, all right? You see this is what people are talking about when people say, listen, you support Declan Rice too much. Calm down. I was just about to make my point, and suddenly I'm getting bagged up and dragged out the room and hostage and whatnot. Relax. Let me finish my point. Jesus Christ. People are crazy, man. He's not even our player. He plays for West Ham. That's how you style out a technical issue, people. I'm telling you that right now. But when it comes to Declan Rice, yeah, he's not gonna be able to do what Jorginho does from the beginning. He's not. Simple, plain and simple. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna have to learn how to do that. Because why? He's not perfect. And this is the problem. People have made it appear that Declan Rice is the perfect DM and he's got no flaws to his game. And this is why, one, he's not worth 80 million and you can get better value for money elsewhere. Yeah. So you're going to have to bring that price down, which I think Marina will be able to do, but because she's done it before. But at the end of the day, she still has to get it done. And West Ham are not budging at the moment. But he's not perfect. And this is why I always said, if you're bringing him in, which is cool because he's a fast learner and his development over the last couple of years has been ridiculous. Like he's very clearly on an upward trajectory, and you now give him Thomas Tuchel, I think he's going to improve even more, and he'll probably turn into the player that I need him to be, which is Nemanja Matic. That's what I need him to be. I need him to be him, literally him. And when we won the title, and I think he can become that, but he's not going to be there from the beginning. So you're investing in a player, and you're buying. All right, seriously now, calm the fuck down.
This guy's getting crazy.
Jesus Christ, listen now.
Brother,
seriously.
The Rice fanboys are heated.
You need to get it under control. Seriously, does. All right.
It's the Rice spirits. The spirits are here.
Not that deep, people. These does are going nuts in here. Anyway, he can improve, but he's not the finished article, which is why you need to keep a Jorginho there, because same way Jorginho has flaws in his game that Rice will improve on, don't pretend like it's not the other way around as well. Jorginho has things in his game that Rice needs to learn very quickly at Chelsea Football Club. So you train him up, you bring him in it for a reasonable fee, and you let Jorginho teach him as well. Do you know what I mean? You have to let it happen. But
this is the thing. You gotta say, like, with a player that's being linked, I know there's fans that don't want him, there's fans that do want him. Look, if Thomas Tuchel wants him, I'm happy.
Sure.
Simple as that. Like, there hasn't been much clarity in terms if this is a Chelsea orientated bid or is it a Tuchel orientated. Like, is it Tuchel that wants him or is it Chelsea that have always had their eye on him? Which one is it? If we get clarity on that, I think that could help the fan base either calm down or take it to the next level, because we need to know. Like, I feel like if it's Thomas Tuchel that wants him, no problem, because Tuchel's not stupid and Tuchel will know exactly how to work with him.
From what I know, it is Thomas Tuchel that wants him, because you guys need to remember, and this is where the fan base are getting it a bit twisted. Lampard wanted Rice. The board weren't so keen, right? So how now are the board keen and Tuchel's not? Make it make sense.
Exactly.
I know people don't want reality to be true, but Tuchel wants Declan Rice. I'm telling you it now, factually. I know. You guys know who I talk to, and I know, right? Yeah. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you, it's not word of mouth. It's factual. He likes the player. So if you wanted to tell me a couple of weeks ago, Matisse, you're going crazy because Adama Traore and Jim Shark was bumping up the weights and now we need him and Tuchel wants him and you should calm down because you don't really like him, but Tuchel wants him, then you have to keep it consistent because Declan Rice is a Tuchel target. So at least your logic has to make sense. If you didn't want Adama Traore, then cool. You don't want Declan Rice, cool. But you're back Tuchel if he comes. That's a consensus. But if you wanted Adama Traore solely because Tuchel wanted him, you have to give it to Declan, I'm afraid. That's it. Yeah. That's it, because he wants him. It's factual. It is factual.
And the thing with Declan Rice as well, because I know a lot of people seem to have this hesitancy in the way that he plays. And I'm not going to lie, I had it initially. With the way that he plays at England specifically, I think there's a lot of Southgate in that. I don't think you can pin that all on Declan Rice, especially that group, those group stage games. We saw how caged and how trapped he looked. And at West Ham, he plays with this liberation. He goes forward, he gets back. He's the main man. He's just involved in everything. But I'm sure Thomas Tuchel will have an idea of how to use him. So this is why I was saying, if Tuchel has a plan and he knows how to use him, get him Declan Rice then. Cool. No issues. I'm totally cool with that. As long as we get someone, because Billy Gilmore's going on loan. Simple as that. But I trust Tuchel, and that's what the club need to do. Trust Tuchel. Get him what he wants.
Yeah. Reggae says contract ends 2024, 1 year option. He's trapped, man. Yeah, I mean, he is trapped currently. That's why he's trying to untrap himself. Do you know what it is with Declan Rice? I've been burnt by this stick before with English player, highly overpriced, but driven, motivated, wants to improve, and under the right coach and the right environment will. Yeah. Do you know who? Certain Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell. We've been burnt by this bridge before, Chelsea fans. Don't do it again. I've learned my lesson. Have you?
Now everyone likes Chilwell, though, don't they?
Everybody likes him now. And I was one of them brothers who were like, you've just had a shocking season at Leicester. You're not really doing it. Technically, you're a bit kind of meaty.
Get
overpriced, 80 million. Don't know, bro. But don't underestimate what mentality and the will to play for this football club and the drive. We're not talking about Ross Barkley, who cost 15 million and was injury prone. We're not talking about Drinkwater, who just wanted a payday. It's not all the English players that are the same. The brother is driven to play for the club. He's improving. And he's got more things he needs to improve on. He will improve those things. He will. And Tuchel, if you believe in Tuchel like I do, he can improve Declan Rice. Declan Rice is not from League One, just finished kicking ball in the mud. He's got something about him. So if Thomas Tuchel is as good as we think he is, then Thomas Tuchel can improve Declan Rice. Let's keep it a buck here. He's improved worse. Look at half our squad. In January, we wanted half our squad gone. He's just improved all of them.
All of them.
He's flipped the switch on Christensen, the switch that we've been trying to find at the back of the Hoover for God knows how long. We found it. He's flipped Rudiger. So if you think of course he can flip Declan Rice into something that you guys will all now say, all right, I love this guy now. Of course, I've seen it before. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. It's just don't overpay for him. But again, do you trust Marino to negotiate? You have to. I mean, she's done it before. Do you know what I mean? So, do you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't really have a DM target. Whoever Tuchel wants, and do you know what I mean? Just bring them in, because I feel like all these guys have got potential. They're all kind of floating around the same level. And it's now just about prices and preference. But if you believe in Tuchel like I do, it's not really that deep who we get. We just need to get someone in.
The thing that I want to add to this whole piece is that, there's obviously the clear and the direct message is, if Tuchel backs him, then obviously the fans will back him. But that doesn't mean that'll stop us to have a discussion about whether there are other options in the same position elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? Or else we might as well just stop all our content and just wait for what Thomas Tuchel has to say and then come back and do content off the back of that. Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing that I've been a bit annoyed in social media, where you sometimes can't speak not against. You can't provide another option. It's either Rice because Thomas Tuchel wants him. I get that. I know what Thomas Tuchel wants. So I completely believe what you said, Matis, because that's exactly what I've heard as well from a few other people. So I know that's his number one target. I completely get that. But there is also a discussion to have that in that particular position, Declan Rice is not the world's number one DM. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying we need to get world's number one. I'm just saying there are other fishes in the pond that can do just as well, or maybe even better. That's the conversation I'm trying to ignite within the fan base, as opposed to, oh no, it's Declan Rice or it's nothing because he's, Cobham Academy product and he's Chelsea, passion and desire and all of that, Mason Mount's. No, like, let's have a discussion about it. And if you're just going to cut the discussion off by saying, oh, but that's Tuchel's target, well, then we might as well not even have a discussion. Do you know
this is why I didn't like the Adama Traore thing, because people were like, well, he's Tuchel's targets or whatever. I'm like, well,
I don't want Adama Traore.
I personally, my personal opinion is, I'm not really feeling him, because for me, Adama Traore smells of the kind of signing that you make for Tuchel, which is great. And I think as fans, we have these unrealistic expectations that whatever Tuchel wants, just wave the wand and he's going to get it. It's not how it works in modern football. You have a director of football, you have a board, and you have to cooperate, because there's the long-term future, there's the medium future, and there's the short-term future. And Adama Traore might be good for the short-term future, but if we're being realistic, Chelsea fans, and I know you don't want to hear this, Thomas Tuchel will not be here for the next 10 years. And we'll be lucky if he's here for the next 5 years, guaranteed, looking back at the history of the club. So,
but I hope he's there for the end of next year, bro. You're looking way too far.
And what the club will do is they'll say, if Tuchel goes, is this player still of any use to us? And is Adama Traore any use to us if Tuchel goes? In my opinion, no, he's not. So this is where you have to cooperate. And you have to make sure that, yes, he suits you, but he also suits the guy after you as well. We want to build for you. I mean, look at Pep signings. Pep signings are great for Pep, but they're also just good players that will suit after Pep as well.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? This is the thing. So
also with Chelsea, I mean, you got to understand they're not stupid. I mean, Declan Rice has been the most spoken about, but don't tell me that there aren't other targets on that board in the boardroom. Yeah, that I'm sure that whiteboard they have, or if it's all computer based and they've got lists on their desktops and all of that. Yeah, but I guarantee Rice is not the only name. Because that would be stupid for any club to just have one name. I'm sure, and this is where the links with Tchouameni and some others, I guarantee Chelsea have a plan B, plan C, plan D, just in case, because that is how top club operates. They can't just go for one name and hope one name and that's it, because after that, if they're in the mud, they're in the mud and they're not going to get anyone else. Chelsea will be getting things done behind the scenes for other players just in case. And if Declan Rice happens, cool, they can abandon everything else. But it's not just Declan Rice. So this is the thing. Even though some people just are Declan Rice, or some other fans are thinking, no, I don't want Declan Rice, let's get someone else. Chelsea are entertaining both sides of the coin here.
Exactly. This is the balance. and the world doesn't stop spinning. If we don't get Declan Rice, the world doesn't stop spinning. Because if it doesn't stop spinning,
Chelsea will be prepared. Chelsea will be prepared for that.
Exactly. It doesn't stop spinning. So
Bro, we just
like I've said before,
Declan Rice. Do you know what I mean?
Like I've said before, the obsession, positively and negatively, is a load of bullcrap, and it needs to calm down. He's not the god, the be all and end all of the football club, and if we don't get him, we're gonna liquidate. And he's also not a bum who can't even tie his shoelaces. He's not either of these two things. He's a very good player, had a good season at West Ham, captained the club, played his role. He's worth X amount of money. You might have to overpay a little bit because of English tax, but you shouldn't be breaking down the barn door. And he's got things to improve on that Thomas Tuchel will probably be able to fix up because he's a top manager. Simple as that.
Well said.
Emmanuel was saying, is Renato Sanchez not more suitable to Chelsea? I think we miss a player that is good in both boxes. Kova, Jorginho, and Kante are not great in both boxes. Funny enough, I mean, what's your opinion on this, Miz? Because we do miss a box-to-box mid like Goretzka or someone like that, but I don't know if we are even moving in that direction with this pivot now, isn't it?
Yeah, look, the Tchouameni talks is very strong. I feel there's been a lot of people talking about that, and he's I've actually recently seen a lot more of him, and he looks like a proper someone who can drive and who can ping the passes as well. In regards to Renato Sanchez, I'm just a bit weary. I know he's had a very good season at Lille. He's helped that particular team to win the league over there. He's had a very good Euros. But I can't forget the fact that when he left Bayern and he had that shocker of a time at Swansea, I believe, and then it took him a bit of time. So, look, I think Renato Sanchez days, and you're right, Matisse, maybe that's not the exact profile that we are looking for in midfield. That Sancho's that driving kind of, because then there's Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well that Thomas Tuchel wants to give an opportunity. So, I'm not going to be sad if Chelsea doesn't sign Renato Sanchez. Like, I'm happy for him to be successful elsewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Chelsea are missing a sitter in midfield. You know, that's what we. Kova's not a sitter. Kante's not a sitter. The only person sitting is Jorginho. So if you're going for a 2-2 scenario, we've got one sitter and two guys that will roam and go box to box, but obviously they're not your Balaks and Essiens, but they're going box to box, or at least they're trying to anyway. And really what we want them to do is just carry the ball and then someone quickly take it off them before it gets to the critical part. Do you know what I mean? That's basically what we're that's the type of box to box they are. Not really traditional box to box midfielders, but they're not sitters either. They're kind of that hybrid in between. So Kova's great at carrying the ball with his dribbling, but then once we get to the final third, if you don't mind just giving it to someone else, please. And same with Kante. Do you know what I mean? Because you're not Essien, you're not Balak, you're not actually going to finish it off. Get Tchouaméni this year, get Rice next year. We only got 2 years left on his contract. I wouldn't mind that either, Tony. It's a good plan. We just need to get someone in because Gilmore's going out on loan. Someone good. Will Nuno try and bring people like Neves to Spurs? I have no idea what runs on Spurs. That's something to talk about in London Club's Carnage on Sunday with Toby. So we'll talk about that there because this is obviously strictly Chelsea. Ain't nobody give a shit about Spurs. ain't nobody care about that dusted football club, man. They're dusted, bro. I might make a video later just taking the mick out of them, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on there. It's too early to tell.
It's needed. The timeline needs it.
Yeah, it's too early to tell. iTest Merchant says key point: Roman involved in Haaland deal. Yeah, but he's not the one doing the negotiations. Whether you like it or not, he's not the person that's going to actually do the deal. He's just the one that's just going to send the money. Do you know what I mean? So it all falls on Marino, really. Like Roman might want him, and he does really want him, but Marino's doing the deal. Roman's not going to be suddenly like, right, Marino, get out the office. I'm doing the negotiations and sit at the table and start doing the accounting and the finances for the Haaland deal, the little details, and because it's just not going to happen. Like he's not going to do that. So he wants him. He's pushing for him, and it's down to Marino to actually get the ones and zeros adding up and make sure the deal actually gets done. Julius, every time we win a major trophy, we have a crap transfer window. We never learn. I'm not negative, but we have seen this before with Chelsea. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. It's true. Where are you guys on a 1 to 10 scale in terms of worry for Chelsea right now? In terms of
what's 1 and what's 10?
10 is panicking, freaking out. And 1 is like I'm on the beach. I'm good. Send my emails to someone else.
I'm at a 3.
Okay.
I'm at a 3. I'm not worried, but there's a chance I could go up to a 4 or 5 soon if nothing happens. But I'm at a 3. I'm calm.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Miz?
I'm probably a 5 because do you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking, the way I'm thinking is okay. So the preseason is about 2 to 3 weeks away. Obviously, the Arsenal and Spurs games are going to be in August, but we're actually going to have some more preseason games before that. They're going to announce hopefully very soon. And I'm just. The striker position, man, like if we really want to challenge for the Premier League title and we want to go deep again in the Champions League and we want to do madness in Club World Cup and all of the other stuff, the domestic cups, if we don't end up with a striker, and you know, time, man, like the caliber of strikers that we're looking for, either Haaland or Lukaku. Let's say Haaland's the number 1, obviously.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, is there enough? Like, how long did the Havertz deal take last season? Like, that was
too long.
Too long.
How long Sancho took for Man United? 2 seasons.
2 years,
exactly.
2 seasons.
But it happened.
So, I mean, look, it happened.
If it happens next year, Tuchel won't be here to see it. If it happens next summer,
it might be someone else looking at that. So that's the thing. Like, we've got the essentially, I'd like to see the player come in during the preseason so you can get the feel, as opposed to August, let's say 20th, when the season's already started, and we might have lost the first 2 games already. Do you know what I mean? And it's panic stations already. So, man, I'm on a 5, man.
I have given Spoon, Knife and Fork plenty of airtime on this channel. How dare you? How dare you say that we don't like talking about academy players? Spoon, Knife and Fork has been the epicenter of all you can eat Chelsea for months. I have been talking about that brother for a long time. Before you even knew that he was even born, I was talking about him. Don't even try that. Listen. Wow, don't talk about academy. I'm not gonna lie to you, and this may just be my personal opinion. When Jorginho is your top scorer with 7 goals, I'm not looking to the academy for this critical position that saves or loses my brother's job, Thomas Tuchel. I'm looking for someone else. Maybe I'm wrong for that. Academy FC, driving the Cobham bus across the training ground, making that bridge, the iconic bridge from Cobham to the first team. Maybe it's me, but for me personally, I need something a little bit more substance.
So you're saying you're not going to start Broha? You're saying you're not going to start Broha? Matisse out.
Because it's funny, because last time on this show, I was the youth fanatic with Livramento, with Nini. But now today, I don't want to talk about the youth. I want a seasoned, talisman who's going to probably cost a lot. But why are you not Academy FC? Huh? What you want from me? I can't do nothing right around here, honestly. Yeah,
I'm not. Man. You've got to have balance. Can you imagine if we just promoted the entire academy and hope for the best? Like, no, that's not how football works. Not at the top level anyway. Maybe West Ham or someone could do that, not Chelsea.
Supan Bell will not be the starting striker for me next season, no. Unfortunately not.
Not yet, at least. Give him a few years.
No, Younes. Younes believes in it.
I want to see a future, where Spoon, Knife and Fork is in the first team and we get to talk about it.
I will make that banner. I want that banner up at Stamford Bridge. People will say, oh, you're taking the piss, you don't respect. I'm taking the piss out of his name because he's younger. This is what you do with your younger brothers. He's way younger than me. And I got to give him a little bit of trolling. This is what you do with younger brothers. You love them, but you got to give them.
That's right. Yeah,
man.
His name is Spoon, Knife and Fork until further notice. People, do you know what I mean?
Got harden them up.
Yeah, it's the same with Carl Lamptey. I said that on the byline. I called him by the wrong first name. Now I remember his name. It's definitely Tariq because he's doing things. Do you know what I mean?
What would you call him, Carl Lamptey?
Yeah, because I had Carl Walker in my head and then it went to Carl Lamptey and it just splurged.
Oh, Matisse.
This is what I do with our young players. Do you know what I mean? They need that tough love, man. This is Chelsea FC. This is not Cradle FC. Do you know what I mean? You need that tough love. When it's your birthday, we just give you a couple punches like you do in the playground. This is what it is.
What will Cradle FC's emblem look like?
Just a baby cot with a lion on it. A baby cot with a lion on it.
Yeah, Livramento, you know what I mean? Part of the body, you know what I mean? This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing here. So yeah, man, I mean, we got problems and we need to fix them, people. Striker and DM are clearly the big ones. And then we'll after that, it's fancy dressing, as I say. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's that important. We're gonna wrap up. Been a long one. Be a long show. You guys, the comments seem to have enjoyed it. You seem to be enjoying yourselves down there. I can see now we're having a little celebration.
Let's get the likes up, man. I'm so disappointed with the likes, man. 700 plus people, 200 likes. Come on, at least 500 likes, man. We've literally spent 1.5 hours talking to 700 strong. Come on, guys. Let's get the likes to at least 500, man. Do the channel the justice. Do yourself the justice as well. You're going to be part of this. Do you know what I mean? You want to get these likes up.
Imagine we bring in a Damo Traore and Johnson's baby oil comes through the door. That's what I'm going to name him.
Mate, there's going to be an influx, a massive order at Stamford Bridge, like a big container with just nothing but Johnson's baby oil.
Oh, my goodness. Brother's rubbing oil on his arms so nobody can touch him.
You know what? It'll be so mad. If Chelsea was smart, they would get a brand deal with Johnson and make sure that it's sold at the club shop. Get yourself some baby oil.
You don't even need to buy the shirt anymore. Just rub oil on your arms. Look, mummy, I'm a Damatrore. This is the dream, people. This is the dream. Smash the likes for Miz repping the new kit. Facts. Let's talk about
Mason's name. Mason's name at the back.
You got the new kit. How does it look?
You
nice
made it.
Because is it warming on me? I don't know. You wear it well.
Yeah, it suits you.
I don't know if I like it.
It's nice.
Those patterns are still.
I don't know if I want to cop it.
I can't wait to get the yellow one if that is the legitimate one for next season.
Yeah, man. Barisha Chelsea.
If Haaland comes, I'm getting the yellow one. And I'm getting Haaland on the back immediately.
Instantly.
This is the club. They don't think. This is what I'm talking about. I mean? Marketing, business. Bring in Haaland, yellow kit, Travago. Bro, you're living life.
And you know what? Maybe Dortmund fans buy it as well, accidentally thinking it's Dortmund jersey.
Chelsea,
bro,
if you need new marketing department, we three are here ready. We've got our books, we've got our pens, we've got our ideas. Do it, Chelsea.
Bro, you got the you already got, as well. This is the thing. They're already halfway there with the Travago yellow and black training kit, but they're not willing to get the final part done. Get the yellow kit, get Haaland, number 9. You will sell out all of those shirts. Nike will offer you a whole new contract because of the sales. You'll make the money back on Haaland in day one.
Do you know what, Matisse? I reckon the money would be recouped in no time. The Haaland situation. The amount of how many? Last time I saw, apparently, like I don't know whether the statistics are right. There's about 27 or 28 million Chelsea fans worldwide, something like that, approximately.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone would buy a Haaland. Literally everyone would buy that.
Might I just say, earlier this week, Chelsea, I think, set the record in terms of social media interactions. We have the most social media interactions in the world out of any club.
Yeah, and
by a margin too.
Like Haaland, people won't just buy the one kit; they'll buy the home, the away, the third, all of that on Haaland. So
yeah, you'd
recoup that in no time.
Yeah, and you know, before we go, I don't know how I want to be with this Sancho thing because I like Sancho as a person. He's from Kennington, you know what I mean? Kennington, where my heart is, Kennington, where it started, all that thing, yeah? Cho's brother, best friend, skiller, goals, pits. He's one of our guys. You're in Manchester now. Wrong move, but you'll find out the hard way. Di Maria did too. Now, I like Sancho and I want him. I want the best for him. So I like him. Do you know what I mean? He's a brother from South. But Man United fans, the way you were talking about Shy Kai, and all these things, I don't know how quickly I'm going to rip into Sancho if he doesn't hit it on the first day. Do you know what I mean? If he doesn't come out all guns blazing, I don't know how quickly I'm gonna troll. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to last. Because you did it, Arsenal fans will say the same thing. Pepe, you did it with Havertz. All of our big signings are flops. Until Sancho scores the winning goal in the Champions League, you can't talk to me now. Respectfully, you can't.
We're going to have to give it to Sancho, bro. We're going to have to give it. Like no rival fans are going to get the sweet talk from us. We're going to have to give it to Sancho. So I can't wait till he stuffs up. I can't wait till he misses an open goal opportunity. I can't wait till he takes a free kick and it goes to row Z. So I'm going to be tweeting him all of that and maybe even make a thread special on that as well. Highlighting how poor he is.
Ben Chilwell, nutmeg Sancho, runs with the ball down the left-hand side, sends a banging in cross, and Haaland smashes it in. That's what I want to see.
Love it. Yeah. I love it.
Like I've put out my tweet last night, congratulating you on Sancho, being respectful, saying he's going to be a good signing. I'm done now. Okay, just know that was it. I've been nice to you. You've got it there, signed, sealed, and delivered. I've showed my peace offering. I'm finished now. I'm back on the ruthless thing. And also, the back, this ball being pretty plain. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I did try and spice it out for you, but the lighting is just not great.
One road sign.
This is all I've got.
He tried to spice it up. I've
gone from a shirt and a picture. Just this here. Just
fair.
Stamford Bridge. But I'm gonna get some by the next show. You
need your kit man now. You need your kit man back, bro.
Yeah, there's gonna be some pictures on the wall. I've ordered in bulk from Aaron. There's gonna be pictures and everything. It's gonna be lit back here. So yeah, that's coming. But yeah, Younes, final words. What's coming up content wise? What you got coming up on the channel?
So today, another Chelsea video. Tomorrow will be double upload because we're sticking an England-Ukraine preview in. Come on, England, it's coming home. Miz's face every time I say that. Fantastic. No, look, there's that. On Saturday, Twitch live watch along as well as content. I'll probably stick a Chelsea video out if I can on Saturday. If not, you're just going to get the watch along on Twitch and a match review after the England game is done. And then it just keeps going. Euro content, Chelsea content. We keep it moving and get the new season started. But hopefully it's coming home.
No.
if it does come home,
England God, if it comes home. We will not shut up about it.
I'll have to mute Younes for a little bit. I'll have to mute Younes for a week or two.
My main motivation for England it coming home is, like I said, guys, I'm still not there yet in it with the whole hype thing. So I'm just want to see everybody else happy around me. I want to see London like on its side. I want to see madness outside. That's what I want to see. That's why I'm hyped in even the smallest capacity. If England win, London is going to need a whole restructuring and rebuilding. It's going to be a mess
for real,
and I'm going to be loving it. I'm going to probably vlog it. I'll probably just go out there. And you'll be like, I'll probably get demonetized. Me, naked people running around. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be mad. It'll be mad.
Is London a nude beach? What's going on here? There's no clothes on. There's a lot of alcohol everywhere. What's going on here? That's what it's gonna be like. So
it's on a Sunday as well. The final will be on a Sunday. So Monday, no one's working.
It's bank holiday Monday the next day. Bank holiday Monday.
Bank holiday Monday.
That's just facts. And just to gas up the England and London brothers for a second, we got a train station when we came fourth. Imagine what we'll get if we win it. Might get a whole line. Can you imagine? And I'm not talking about those type of lines. Stay in school, kids, and don't do drugs. I'm talking about the tube line. We might get
big up road to shore.
Bro, like if we win it, Southgate's gonna go to the Palace. He's gonna get knighted. The whole team's gonna get knighted. Everybody's gonna be MBEs. It's gonna be crazy. The Queen, she might be driving a Range Rover over the roundabout. She might she won't even be stopping at traffic lights. She'll be doing a madness.
Straight through Trafalgar Square, mate.
Look at Boris's reaction when he scored. When Harry scored.
Harry Kane scored the goal.
Did you see what they did with the meme? They switched it up and made it Matt Hancock. Bro, if they win it, Boris is going to be doing lines with the Queen, bro. It's going to be crazy.
For real.
Talking about the Jubilee line, not that. See, look again, you guys, terrible, bad-minded people.
No, but Boris would, mate. Boris would. Boris would.
It's gonna be cutting ribbons, bro. Announcing another line. Maybe we'll get Crossrail a lot earlier if we actually win. Do you know what I mean? And it won't take me 2 hours to get to Heathrow. Bloody idiots from dickheads. Anyway, I'm getting personal now. Miz, what you got next? Tell us about your content.
I've literally got a stream coming up in 10 minutes where I want to hear what the fans have to say about the rivals strengthening. Obviously, Sancho to Man United, Grealish possibly to City. I mean, look, apparently Grealish is deleting all the past City tweets and whatnot. I don't know whether it's true, but it looks like he's moving towards City. Obviously, Nuno to Spurs and Rafa Benitez. I think that's already done as well with Everton. So I want to hear how the fans feel. So I'm opening up the gates for all of you guys. Where I want to obviously host that show on my channel and hear what you guys have to say and how you feel. So it'd be interesting to see that literally in 10 minutes.
All right. So now we've got to wrap up. We need Miz to get going, get in the mindset for the other side of the coin. Make sure you go subscribe. The link is in the comments. Victor has plugged that thing immediately. Victor don't miss.
He's number one, Victor.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not meant to have favorites, but everybody does in life. Victor's my favorite. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's incredible, isn't he? I mean, the chat. You got to admit, he is incredible. He does not miss. Even in the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss. Do you know what I mean? If anything, when I had that stream with Liam Tooney and my whole operation just shut off, I should have just had Victor just in here, just ready to go. He would have taken over the interview. It would have been no problem.
Definitely would have.
So yeah, do you know what I mean? That's what we need in life. People, make sure you subscribe, smash the likes. I'll try and come back with another upload. I'm letting you down on the video from massively now. It's actually shambolic. I can't let it happen again. Might be outside for this one. I just feel like I need to go and take advantage of the heat. You know the OG videos where it was on like monkey bars and stuff in the playground, just doing madness. I might have to do one of those. I don't know. I feel like I need to mock Nuno. The whole we need to do that here. Yeah, I feel like we need to do that. There might just be a video just mocking Tottenham. We might just do that. So I'll see you, man, later.
They got Mourinho from Wish.
Mourinho from Wish. That would be a sick title, you know. All right. I got work to do in a bit. Catch me. If you guys want to catch me, I'll be on Rance's channel as well. I don't know what we're discussing, but go to Miz first and then come for the playback, innit? In a bit, people. Peace.